sweater and I'm so excited about it. Today we are talking about all the books I read in September. Make sure to stay tuned because this was kind of a fun month. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're talking about all the books that I read in September, and I think it was 8, almost 9. I might finish one more because I'm filming this like a couple days before the end of September, but we'll see if I finish it. It's an audiobook. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to it. We will see. I wanted to talk about the books that I read, and it was like an okay month. I definitely didn't read as much as I normally do. I was just like overwhelmed with like new friendships and like doing a lot of stuff out of the house, so I didn't have as much time to like sit down and listen or read a book. But I think I got a pretty good chunk in, and the Audible sale definitely helped me out. If you haven't seen that video, I did a book haul from Audible and they had like a big sale for a couple days, so I bought a couple audiobooks in that sale and they helped me out get through my reading. Let us jump right into it. First book up, It's Always the Husband by Michelle Campbell. I give this a 4 out of 5. I don't remember anything about it. Hold the phone. I think I remember it now. It was about these 3 friends who are college roommates or college friends, and they're all very different. One is a poor scholarship person, one is a self-righteous overachiever, and then there's one who's a charismatic, like very outgoing person, and they all are friends. And this is a jumping back and forth between the past and now, like when they were in college to when they're adults. And it's definitely like a suspense thriller situation, and I enjoyed it. I feel like the more I think about this book, the less of a rating I would give it, because just the fact that the characters, like now that I'm reading what the story was about, I obviously read this like at the very beginning of September, so it took me a second to get it back. I have awful reading comprehension, but the characters didn't have like the best redeeming qualities. Like I didn't really care about any of them, and Kate, who was like the party animal, like she got all the men that she ever could want. She was very like insensitive, I think, and she was kind of like praised between all these friends, and like she was the it girl. Reading it, I feel like I didn't see much redeeming qualities of her. But anyways, there's like a plot twist at the end. It has to do with murder. And it was definitely an interesting read. Definitely go read the description for it because I am awful at these things. So go for it. Okay, the next one I read was The Arrangement by Kirsten Moglin. I gave this a 4 out of 5, and this is about a woman and her husband's relationship, and they are struggling to like stay together or like repair their marriage. And so they decide that they are going to do an open relationship, so they like go out on dates with other people, and they have like some rules set, and it turns into someone accidentally, that's probably not the right word. Someone dies, like a murder, and they try to cover up the body, and then just like all this stuff happens, and there is a major plot twist at the end of this book. I don't want to spoil it for you because it was actually really shocking and I did not see it coming. There's a second book to this. I don't know if it's the same characters. Oh, there's 2 more books. Oh, it's the same characters. So I guess there's 2 more books after The Arrangement. There's The Amendment and The Atonement. I like how they all have the A's. I definitely recommend it. It was a quick read. It was not very long. It probably took me like 3 hours to listen to. Usually audiobooks take me like 5 hours plus. So definitely pick this one up if you're into like psychological thriller mystery novels. It wasn't scary at all. It was just like mystery. The next one I'm so excited about is The Do-Over by T.L. Swan. This is the Miles High Club, book number 4. It just came out, I think, in August. This one was about the youngest brother, Christopher Miles, and he works if you haven't read the Miles High Club, it's like each book is a different brother and they're like billionaires. They have this like billionaire company that they all work for. And this one decides to stop working for a year to take time off and go on a backpacking trip through like Europe, drop his title of being like a billionaire and trying to find friends that like, or like people that like him for who he is, because everyone's always like, oh, he's a billionaire, I want to be his friend type of thing. So he meets a woman on this trip and it's very spicy. It's perfect. I love these books. If you have not listened to them or read them, definitely check them out. They are free to listen to on Kindle Unlimited if you don't want to read them. And I love the voice actors. I think it's Teddy Hamilton. He's my favorite audiobook narrator for men. Definitely go check it out because it's so good. Next up is Beautiful Beloved. This is Beautiful Bastard, book number 3.6. I give this a 3 out of 5 because it is a spin-off to, I think, book number 3, which is Max and Stella. Is that her name? Sarah. Max and Sarah. And this one, she is pregnant. They got together in book number 3, and it is just about them being parents and like trying to find time to like still have their sexy time, because these books are very spicy. Like that's all they are, is pretty much spice. So it's a quick read. It's a novella. It was like 200 pages. So I'm just trying to continue my Christina Lauren Beautiful Bastard series because I loved Beautiful Bastard number 1. That was my favorite book out of the whole series so far. So definitely check those out. They're very similar to Miles High books, and I get them confused because they're both like billionaire type reads, and then there's just a bunch of them, so I'm like getting them all mixed up in my mind. That's why I was like, are they brothers in the Miles High books? But they are, because in the Beautiful Bastard they're not brothers, they're just like co-workers. So check it out. Next up, I read Big Chicas Don't Cry by Annette Chavez Marcias. Gave this a 4 out of 5. I truly enjoyed this book, and it was about 4 cousins in a family, all women, and each of their lives, with their like romantic lives and just like work lives, and it kept switching from their different POVs, and it goes through like loss in a family, it goes through the romance, it goes through just like trials and tribulations being in a close family and being separate from your family, you know, like having your own life separate from your really close family. Thoroughly enjoyed this book. I listened to it on audiobook on Kindle. I think it was free on the Kindle Unlimited, and loved it. Definitely check it out. There's like no spice in it at all. It's just a normal fiction novel, so sometimes we have to switch it up. We don't need spice 24/7, but we do. The next book is The Score by Elle Kennedy. This is Off Campus number 3. I liked this book so much. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Every book is 4 out of 5 almost. I read the second one a couple months ago and didn't like it as much as the first, so it kind of threw me off to read the next one, and I'm so glad I read it because I really liked it. This one was with Ali and Dean De Laurentiis. He's like super popular. These are all sports romances, hockey players. I almost want to say I like this one more than The Deal. I don't know though, but it's just like interlocking worlds. Like the people from The Deal were in this book as well, like they're best friends. So it was really good. There's not much to say about it because it's a pretty straightforward book. And spice, definitely. I'm actually really excited to read the next one. I picked up 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This one I gave a 3 out of 5. I had ups and downs with this book. Like the very beginning, I cried a little because it was really emotional. There was a death. And then I listened to this book on Audible, and I really didn't love the narration voice for the man. I know he was Norwegian, so he had a slight accent, but I don't know. Maybe if I read it, I would like it more. But the way that this man talked, or just his thoughts, like the character's thoughts, were so annoying. Like, I know it was a tragic situation, but he just like wouldn't chill. And the main girl, she was like really upbeat and happy all the time. And then there was this boy who was just like don't know, he was just really annoying, and I just didn't love his inner thoughts, and like it just felt like it was a cycle. Like he kept saying the same things over and over and over. But at the end I did sob my eyes out, so I'm gonna post a vlog about that. I don't know, I've heard so many things about this book being like fantastic, but I didn't like it very much. I felt myself like slipping in the middle, like, am I gonna finish this? But I pushed through. It was okay, you know, nothing special. And the last book I read this month, saved the best one for last, is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. 5 out of 5. This was narrated by Jeanette McCurdy, which I really enjoyed. I personally never watched iCarly or pretty much anything that she's ever been in, but I was aware of her. I think I was just a little bit older for, it was the next generation that probably watched iCarly, even though Jeanette and I are pretty much the same age. This book was all about her life growing up as a child star and her mother, who was abusive physically and mentally, emotionally manipulative. I don't know. But it was pretty messed up, like all the stuff her mom did to her. And I am always fascinated by the psychology of these people. And I am just fascinated hearing how her narcissistic mother like raised her and how she is today and like what she went through. And it was fantastic. Like if you have not picked up this book, definitely go pick it up because it was just great. Definitely loved it on audiobook too because she was the one to narrate it, and I just thoroughly enjoyed the book. I'm really happy because I haven't had too many 5-star reads this year. I just feel like I've been picking not the best, so I'm just glad to end September on this high note. Those are all the books that I read in September. Make sure to leave a comment down below what books that you really enjoyed reading this last month, and I can put them on my TBR because I need more books on my TBR, I guess. But I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back. Bye.